everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing some Harry Potter inspired DIYs. This bookmark DIY is so easy but so pretty. All you're going to need for it is some ribbon. I've got this pink ribbon with kind of like a rose gold coppery kind of stripes through it. I actually found this in the clearance section, which is why I decided to use it. You're also going to need ribbon clamps. I actually didn't have any in this copper color that I wanted, so I low-key just took a copper Sharpie and colored it in. And of course, charms, and you're going to want a charm for either side. You don't technically need to do a charm on both sides, but I think it makes it easier so that your ribbon isn't slipping out of your pages. This DIY is actually inspired by something that I actually saw on sale and purchased. I actually purchased this. It's like a velvet piece of ribbon. Very easily, it's just attached with ribbon clamps on the ends and then has a charm here. This is a time turner charm, which I just really like aesthetically, so I chose this one, as well as the pink, of course, and the other side has a simple Hogwarts charm. And you can get very Hogwarts specific charms online. People will sell them in sets of silver. I've seen primarily silver in like an antique kind of brassy tone. I haven't always seen gold. But you could also buy, say, like a Harry Potter charm bracelet. I want to say it's like $10 on Amazon, and use the charms off of that are actually licensed. For me, I just ended up getting some very simple owl charms because I think owls are adorable. And I'm going to head right over to my ribbon clamps. Now, depending on the size of ribbon you get, you might need different sized clamps. These are the size I have, so I actually got ribbon that matched them already. And all you're going to want to do is take some simple pliers. These are flat nose pliers from me here. You're going to grab them at the end of your ribbon, and you are going to simply clamp down so that it closes nice and tight. Once you have your end all set up, I'm going to take a charm, which I have attached a jump ring to. You're going to open it up, and you're going to slide it right through the end of the ribbon clamp. Slide through, and then close it up. Now that that's all done, we have a completed bookmark. So the next DIY is going to be wire. We are going to be making an adjustable wire bracelet much like this one. You can obviously pre-order some created ones on your own. I actually think that this is a little bit more cost effective if you are trying to only add charms. If you want to add beads, I would recommend making your own so that you don't have to worry about detaching anything and possibly breaking your wire. I actually created a tester with this cool golden snitch set that I have here, which is just 2 wings and a little ball to create that golden snitch look. I actually tried to open up the pre-made one and attach the pre-made charms onto it this way, and as you can see, I actually ended up losing a little bit of wire by doing that. So just be careful if you do choose to use these. Here I've cut off enough wire to go around my wrist a little more than a single time, so it can overlap just a touch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create this little loop, and we're going to do it only on one side of the wire. I'm using a silver plated copper wire here, which means it's super easy to mold. Now, depending on your personal preference, this might not be what you want. You might want something a little bit more hardcore, and that's totally okay. I am just using this to demonstrate a little more easily. So once you got your loop, all you have to do is take these flat nose and just bend it up straight. This way, we'll be able to take the end and insert it into our hole here. And we're going to do that again on the other side in a little bit, but we have to add our beads first. So this is the design I'm going to go with on my bracelet. Now it's going to be time to add our next twist. Just grab it up here like that on the side and angle it around. There we go. I'm actually just gonna kind of slip this up there where it ought to be. And now I need to bend it sideways again. Now it should be able to slip onto your wrist. The charm looks awesome. think this turned out really good actually. And I'm not really a jewelry person. Now we're going to move on to the hard stuff. For this DIY, this is going to be a purse or a crossbody bag, something nice and tiny to hold your phone, cards, whatever you need. Except it's going to look like the Hogwarts acceptance letter that Harry receives hundreds, if not thousands of in the first movie. This is the fabric I purchased, and in obviously the color that I purchased it in. This is called Buttercream, I believe, and I actually already kind of prepped and tested out my design. So I'm actually going to show you how to make the bag using a tinier version of the template that is designed to hold credit cards. So I'm going to find some space on my fabric here, probably going to end up using this little corner bit left over. Spread it out nice and flat, and I'm just going to find wherever I can that will fit my template. This is what it should look like once it's all cut out, and all you have to do from here is to fold all of your edges in toward the center, just like this, and you can see that it is in the perfect shape of an envelope, just like the letter that Harry received. So once you have this all set up, you actually need to add a closure. In the original, they added a ball head rivet, I believe is what it's called, and how you can find it. Normally they say they can find it from a leather making shop. I found a couple on Amazon, so if that's the way you want to go, you can go that way. However, I ended up doing mine, specifically my larger one, you can see here, with a magnetic clasp. And you can see it connects right here, and I just attached it at the center point where everything met, and then attached the other one to the top where it would go over top so that I can easily snap and pull much like that. Each of the magnetic pieces comes with this little tiny silver piece that's meant to keep the edges from tearing a little bit. So when you fold everything up, first of all, make sure everything is exactly where you want it. So if I want all of my things there, all I would have to do is stick this right here where everything overlaps, make 2 marks in where the little notches would go inside the fabric, and then clamp it down once again with a set of pliers. Moving back over to my big piece here, I have it a little upside down right now, obviously, but as you can see, the top is a little bit ugly now because we've got this big silver piece here. The way that I'm going to get around that is I actually, in the clearance section at Joann Fabrics, I found this super cute, like maroon colored bracelet that I'm actually going to use to kind of cover up the top. That way it'll have kind of more of a unique touch to it that I think is different from any other bag like this, and because I couldn't quite find the exact right like top for this, if you will. As you can see here, I've already attached a chain because I do want this to be a crossbody bag, and I'm going to show you how I'm attaching the chain right here. So to make this nice and easy, all you are going to do is create just a tiny little slit in the side of the bag, not too far from the top. I'm going to go nice and deep in my scissors there. Super tiny hole. And I have a relatively easy to bend chain, so I'm actually going to attach the directly from the chain, and using my needle nose pliers, I'm going to open up the last little chain connector bit here. I can't tell which side's the end. I think it's there. Open it up, and we're just going to slip it right into that hole and out through the top, and then close it back up, just like that. So now it will be able to hold itself up. On the back here is where we are going to be adding our words, where it says to Harry Potter for Privet Drive. I actually found this gorgeous, equally as maroon toned ribbon, and I would just like to add a little tassel off to the side just to kind of tie in that red a little bit more. All right, it is the next day. Got it opened up. It's a little off center, and I kind of wasn't loving it, and so I was telling my boyfriend about it, and he recommended doing the same thing, but instead gluing everything on the front and then adding a zipper to the top. So I actually ended up making a second one, and I just put some iron-on designs to the front. I didn't have any maroon, so I ended up adding like this other part of the bracelet to kind of tie in the ribbons and whatnot, and now it's a zipper pouch on top, which I think actually worked out really, really nicely. I couldn't get the letters to come out of the Cricut, so I tried to handwrite it, and then I messed up on the cupboard part. Everything else looks that N is a nightmare, and cupboard is kind of a nightmare. I think I hadn't gotten a hold on the script yet. I did better on my little mini. I ended up making a mini one, and I did the same thing I did with the ribbon bookmark to kind of add a little bit of a weight closure to it, so it still opens up like this and I can put my cards in. And the back looks a little bit better on this one. I just kind of ran out of space. And for this one, I think I finally got it, and it looks good on the back and from all angles. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. Here is the design on. I think it's really cute. It's the perfect size to hold like a phone, maybe a wallet, and just some little things, which I like for crossbody bags. I like them to be littler and to just hold a small amount so that they don't get too busy looking. And I think from the front it also looks pretty good. I like the ribbon. I think it adds a little bit of something. Again, I wish this was more of a maroon instead of a bright red, but I think the design concept is still there, and it turned out pretty freaking cute. And there you have it, 3 Harry Potter inspired DIYs, a fun adjustable bracelet, either house themed or snitch themed, a simple bookmark with a cute little charm end, and the Harry's Hogwarts letter bags. That is actually all I had for you today. I wanted to thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, I put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you then. Bye!